then. It's Michelle, right?
Yes.
Please tell me what you do.
Well, my family's been here. I'm the 5th generation in Hell's Kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter's the 6th, and she's pregnant with the 7th actually right now.
I hope they can hear you with the mask over it. You might. I think
I'm the executive director of Hell's Kitchen Hell's Kitchen Heritage Project.
Okay.
And basically what we do is we do photo exhibits around the neighborhood, in parks, storefronts, different things like that, to teach the neighborhood about the history of what it was like for us to grow up here, what it looked like before, what it was like for us to grow up here. But we also get involved in other things, other initiatives around the neighborhood. For instance, in the park on 46th Street, we had to raise money to have the name plaques redone above the handball court. We're activists for the neighborhood, basically. We have school groups that come to learn more about Hell's Kitchen and what it was like for us to grow up here, which really fits in well a lot of times with the curriculum, because a lot of the kids now they're studying local history.
Yeah, what do you wish people know about Hell's Kitchen? Like what are some fun things that you just wish the world knew about this neighborhood?
Oh wow. I couldn't. You're asking me hard questions.
Well, I want you to be able to talk, about whatever really just lights you up about the neighborhood.
Well, what lights me up about the neighborhood, you know what it is? It's the whole. I think I'm very surprised that people want to live here as much as they do now. To be honest with you, except for us old timers who've been here forever, and we're just working on preserving some of the stuff that's left. That's one of the things we do. We've worked to save Hartley House. It's on 46th Street. We held a candlelight vigil about 2 years ago.
What is the Hartley House?
Hartley House was actually originally a settlement house in the neighborhood. There's very few of them left in New York City. So it started out as a settlement house, and it became for immigrants that came to here in the 1800s to teach them skills, to teach them how to cook, to teach them how to do jobs, things like that.
And what street is it on? 46?
It's on 46th.
Between
9th and 10th.
Okay.
It's actually closer to 9th Avenue.
All right.
And the building had become in disrepair, and they were going to sell the building.
Oh.
Which we didn't want, because then we didn't want it to come and developers to come and build something else and knock it down. So we had a candlelight vigil, and we got the attention of some local officials, elected officials, that saved the building.
Oh, that's so wonderful.
Yeah. So that's what we do. We're really we're preservationists.
I'll go and I'll shoot that as well. The Hartley House.
Yes.
On 46 between 9th and 10th?
Between 9th and 10th.
Okay.
It's on this side of the street when you go down 46th Street.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's.
Is anyone
I
living
went there.
in it?
My daughter went there. For after school, they had a lot of programs, Girl Scouts, everything that we needed in our neighborhood was part of the community.
Right. Just making sure you're still in there.
To be able to function on a day-to-day basis.
But the Hartley House currently, is it empty or is it being utilized?
It's under the it's under repair, so you wouldn't necessarily find anybody there except for maybe its caretaker, possibly that's there. They're not holding many things in there right now because the building needs to be repaired.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a favorite photo that's up here that you'd like to share with us?
I have to. Well, I like the one about I like the candy shop one.
You mean the Tootsie Roll?
Tootsie Roll. Yeah, not too many people know. That's one of the things that we like to do, is bring about the history and tell them what was here. Now, you wouldn't know unless I told you.
I wouldn't have known, and the thing is, it's right there,
all
right?
These things existed back then that people don't know about. Yes, it's right there.
I'm pointing it right there.
Yep.
Wow.
So this is the America Sweets Company where the Tootsie Roll was invented. The building is still there, and we're very happy about that.
The Tootsie Roll was invented here?
Yes. It was invented
Oh my God!
in Hell's Kitchen. So there's so many things like that that people don't know that we want them to know.
Wow! The Tootsie Roll was made in New York City?
Other than that, I mean, my favorite things are the older pictures to show what it was like back in the day. The culture was street culture, basically, because we didn't have a lot. We didn't have air conditioning in the apartments,
right?
Things like that. So, because the buildings were so old, they weren't wired to hold air conditioning.
Right.
So, for instance, you'll see people this one here, you see they're on the roof, they're playing the guitar, the family's up there. A lot of people who have come to stay here now, they kind of really into, a roof, it's our patio, but we really basically lived up on the roofs. This is actually one of my favorite right here, actually.
My building won't let us go on the roof.
Right
It
here.
really upsets me.
We lived on the fire escapes, right here. Sat on the windowsills. We're on the roof.
What a cutie.
Right here. And this picture actually is from 1909.
Wow.
And this is from one of our members. And this is a little boy. They used to wear dresses until they were potty trained.
Cute.
Yeah, definitely.
And the pony.
Yeah,
Look at this
there
cute
used to
little
be
pony.
there used to be the stables used to have somebody that came up to 9th Avenue, and they would make money by the little kids would get on and have a picture on the pony. Like everybody that I knew at Hell's Kitchen growing up, they all had pictures on the pony.
I know you said you didn't get a picture.
I didn't get a picture. No, I had to go down to the stable as an adult and like beg to have. But I'm in this picture right here.
You are?
Yeah, that's myself here.
Oh my goodness,
This
Michelle's
is from
in the photo.
1969. That's myself
What a
and my two
cutie.
brothers. That's actually fraternal twins.
Oh.
And some other neighborhood kids. We're sitting actually on the sidewalk. We used to sit on the sidewalk, sit
Right.
on the cars, sit on the streets.
How
And this
sweet.
here is how we grew up and what it was like. Did you read this?
I didn't.
You should read it. It's really, you'll be like, what? You'll be like, what?
I will read it.
You'll be shocked. I took a picture, maybe we'll read it later.
Yes.
So this is what we do. We're working to preserve Hell's Kitchen and its residents, old and new.
Right.
You know.
Did you know Hannah before she did
I met
this?
Chana probably about 4 years ago when we were working to. They're working to do the redo the mural there,
Right?
and we were working to do redo the name, what you call a memorial. Of all the kids that hung out there since 1930s when the parks first opened.
Oh.
Those are all the names that are on there, of all the families of the kids that used to hang out in the park there and enjoy it.
And which park was that? Because there was a truck
It's
that went by.
actually on 45th Street right here, and it
Yes.
goes over to 46th Street.
Okay.
You go from one end to the other.
Right.
You know?
With the gymnasium, things for kids, and the fountain in the summer.
It was just redone basically a couple
Okay.
of years ago.
All right.
You know, I don't know if you want to go by there, and I can show it to you actually.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm gonna.
That's what you want to do. I'm just. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. No, right now I'm gonna stay here for a minute.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Is Hannah gonna come out? You think?
She's actually at a meeting right now.
I understand.
So
She's
I met-
working, right?
Yeah, she's working, and she's the co-chair of the 45th, 46th Street Block Association.
Wow. All right.
So I met her when we were discussing the mural in the park. That really needs to be done because it's really basically about what's happening now. I don't know if you've seen the mural, and it talks about colonialism, about how we have to rise against it, especially when you think about all the changes that have taken place.
You know, that's an interesting topic because last night I was listening to someone on a podcast that was discussing that people of English and German heritage have lost their culture and that they feel a sense of loss because in order to, you know, make certain things happen, certain mechanisms happen in life, you know, structure of life.
Right.
You kind of have to lay down who you are in order to fit into a structure in order to
Exactly.
make progress, but then you lose some
You
things.
do.
And this was in relationship to natural healing, this
Yeah.
particular podcast.
Right.
It was all about how so many women would have all of these tinctures and all of these like medicine, if you will, in their homes. But at times they were considered witches in quotations
Right.
because they were trying to heal people in a natural way, passed down for many generations
Right.
that had been lost due to structure.
Right.
It was a very interesting
Exactly.
podcast.
Exactly. And that's why one of the things that, you know, we try to get into is also to create programming that actually brings a little bit things back like that. The games that we played, the things that we did, you know, to pass the time. It's just, I think it's really important. And I know it sounds really crazy, but everybody has their own personality, their own culture. New Yorkers, they always say New Yorkers are not nice or they're nasty, et cetera, right? The thing is that we have to learn to be tolerant of people who are coming in after us. One of the things that this has done the actual
I'm just making
pandemic
sure it's still taping. Hold on one second.
has kept people from being together
What do you
or
mean?
being in the same space because we have to socially distance.
Uh-huh.
And I don't like being away from people that I care about and my love. But
Right.
I'm happy that people are not in my way in the street. There are no old-time Hell's Kitchen people that do like, if you're in a store, now if you're in a store and I'm looking at a shelf, you would never see, back in the day, somebody cut in front of you and do whatever.
Right.
That did not, or there would be a problem. Boom, right there would be a big fight. We always have a thing for personal space in New York.
I know.
You know, don't come too close or anything like
It's hard for people to understand that. I've had people from other cultures that, you know, like Italy, that would get really close to me and they cared for me, but it would shock me.
Yes.
They weren't doing anything.
No,
they just
no.
were being affectionate.
They would be
but,
who they are, exactly. Exactly.
yeah. Well, thank you so much, Michelle, for taking this time. I really, really, really appreciate it.
Do you have a business